Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, guests and newcomers. How do you do? Good afternoon. How do you do? Great. I'm not great because I have a lot of meeting today, and about the 2 o'clock I have the meeting with Director General. And as President, you know this one is have a Teacher Day. Teacher Day in Thai, One Pu is celebrated every year on January 16 in Thailand. It is also a school holiday. It is a day that teachers gather together to remember their first teacher. Thai people believe that any field of work will have a teacher, such as Ajahn Supot, who had a master English from teachers such as actors, dramatic, medicine, astrologists, and even boxers. Because when I was young, my teacher beats me every day. But I come back to my home, my master beat me again. This is my life. Therefore, we need to have a white Pu ceremony to worship or respect teacher. Do you know the Thai Minister General to give a teacher motto? A teacher motto is Thai teachers love pupils, thinking of development. In Thai, ครูไทยรักศิษย์คิดพัฒนา Yes, for me, my teacher is my father and mother. This is the first teacher for me. And I think everyone has a teacher, the first teacher too. And I hope this meeting is enjoy and fun. But now I want to go to the meeting with the director. But may I open this meeting and let me invite Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. Sorry, Miss Toastmaster of the Day. Please welcome Miss Toastmaster J.
Thank you, Mr. President. I will be your Toastmaster for today. It's my privilege and pleasure to welcome this official department. I would like to welcome our special guest, CTL Support and Media Official, to join us today. That is three main parts of our Toastmasters Club meeting. Firstly, the tabletop sessions where members can practice their thinking and speaking skills. These sections we will also know as the impromptu speech. In part 2, which is the prepared speech session, we have members who will deliver in speech based on 10 projects from the basic communication and leadership manual. In addition, as well as 3 speakers will be presenting their advanced project. As the Toastmaster of today, it is my duty to introduce the appointment order who will assist in the running of today's program. To keep track of time spent by each speaker, we have a hammer. She is Toastmaster Song, and she is also our counter. TRD Toastmaster Club has 2 meetings per month. If we learn to use the new word at every meeting, our vocabulary will be richer by 24 every year. So, word of the day, we have PM Guang, so please welcome him.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster J. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmaster. Word of the day for today is the word wise. W-I-S-E. And wise is an adjective think I'm wise enough to explain this word. I'd say that wisdom is something that usually comes to us as we gain more knowledge and experience in life, and this person knows and understands how to make sensible decisions based on that knowledge and on those experiences, even when the decisions are difficult. So that why others are usually the wisest, because they have more time to capture the knowledge and experience in life, like me. For example, how to use the word wise. I made a wise choice. Old people are not always wiser than younger people. A wise man profits from his mistakes. And that's all from me. And I hope you will use the word during the meeting. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Tian Guang. And thought of the day is a daily quote that gives you a positive opinion. And today we have Tian Ging will give it to us. So please welcome him.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thought of the day is teach the children so it will not necessarily to teach the adult. This the thought of the day. I would like to talk today about learning things when we are young is easier than when we are old. I think we cannot take children's education for granted because they are our future. They are going to adult in the future. It's such a big responsibility for the teacher to prepare our children to really, when they become adult, you also can help our kids by teaching emotional awareness, conflict management, social responsibility, encourage students to become better human beings. So I want to thank you all our teachers, including my parents, who are my first teacher, for teaching me, guiding and holding me up. You are part of my life who made me who I am today. Of course, I'm not perfect. No one perfect, right? But I keep learning new things, improve myself, adoring my bad habits to become better day by day. Thank you.
Now is the moment that all of us waiting for. That is a table topic session. This is the impromptu speaking session. So please volunteer yourself to this speech. And this session we have Tian Guang will going to be table topics master. Please welcome him.
Thank you, Toastmaster JR, Toastmaster of today. For the introduction, fellow Toastmaster and distinguished guests, welcome to the table topic session, one of the most exciting part of Toastmaster meeting. The main objective is to challenge members to develop their impromptu communication skills, to effectively think on their feet. Like in our daily life, we never know how and when we may be asked for a question, either by supervisor, new crew, or a top interviewer. It's to our benefit to know how to properly answer the question, or at least look like we are in control of the situation, even we don't know the exact answer. The more we practice, the better we will go. Basically, I encourage those who are not programmed for auto role on occasional to take the opportunity to speak out, to practice. Don't worry, they are not right or wrong. As I say all the time, we are here to learn and make mistakes, and we learn from that. So it's okay to make mistakes. The topic is basic community science below 4 essential communication skills: listening, thinking, organizing, and speaking. Today, as the topic master, I will be asking 4 questions. Your response must be at least 1 minute and can be no more than 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Sorry. You see a green sign after 1 minute, a yellow sign at 30 seconds, and a yellow sign at 2 minutes. So there you are. I will ask the question first, and then I will call someone to respond first, if there are no volunteers. This way everybody listens and everyone can start thinking first to respond. My question is, first, did you want to be a teacher when you were young? Did you want to be a teacher when you were young? And volunteer? Any volunteer? What's that? Like?
Yes, because I want to learn. Yes, because I want to teach the children to learn things that they want to know. And I'm very happy when I playing with the children and I write their laughter and smile. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Live, for your volunteer. I think you could be a beauty patient if you like children. The second question, if you had to teach something, what would you teach? If you had to teach something, what would you teach? Any volunteer? Welcome Toastmaster Kid.
If I can teach to the student what subject I could teach, I think maybe in English because I get it from the university with my major in English. So it's the only thing I can do for now. So I think if in the future we can improve about the subject in the subject in English skill, I think that I to support the student use English every day because now the everyone in Thai is learning to use English. Even I finished my university in English, I learning to use them. So I think I improve about that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Kid. มีแจกใหม่ด้วยSo that question. Are you a self-learner? Are you a self-learner person? Are you a self-learner person? And we'll check. Okay, please welcome Toastmaster Farm.
Thank you for the question. For me, when I was a kid, I like to learn outside the classroom through activities with my friends, such as Thai star game and sports. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Farm. Yes. Learning outside the class is good, and thinking outside the box is good also. So the last question: who do you think he or she could be a good teacher? Why? Who do you think he or she could be a good teacher? Why? Please welcome Toastmaster Farm.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tam. Buddhist King Ramana. King Ramana นะครับnow knowledge everything for happiness of the people in Thailand. So we father of the Thai people. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Farm. I think also he could be a good teacher. And now I control back to Toastmaster of today.
Thank you guys for the answer. So give them a big round of applause. So before we move to the next session, let us have the timer report. Please welcome Team Song.
Good afternoon, everybody. For the table topic, we have 5 the answer. The first one will TM wife will use 24 seconds and TM geek will use 1 minute for 1 minute with 2 seconds for the question. The third person TM farm will use 23 seconds, and the last one TM Tam will use 41 seconds for the answer the question. That's all for my report.
Thank you so much, Team Song, for your report. Let us continue with the second session today's meeting. As mentioned earlier for today, we have speakers who are presenting for their basic communication and leadership skills. TRD Club is proud to feature 3 fellow Toastmasters who will be delivering their prepared speech. The first speaker for this session is TM Song. He will be doing project 1, which is the icebreaker. To evaluate this project, we have DTM support. Would you please read out the objective for this project?
The icebreaker objective to begin speaking before an audience. To discover speaking skill you already have and skill that need some attention. Time around 4 to 6 minutes.
Yeah, so please welcome Toastmaster Tong. He will be introduce himself. Please welcome him.
afternoon. May I introduce myself? My name is Nale Jiranakasin. I graduated in economics. I work at Bureau of Monetary Management as a fiscal analyst, practitioner level, and I live in Bangkok. In my free time, I like watching TV and chatting on the telephone with my friend, and sometimes I like to travel at Cham Beach. It's nearly Bangkok. I like to go Cham Beach because Cham Beach is a long and beautiful beach. You can parking a car on the beach. Phone is free. Drink and food are available from anywhere on the beach. There are many activities to do, such as riding the banana boat and renting a jet ski. Overall, it makes in one day trip. Thank you.
And the second speaker for this section is TM Pawan. He will be doing project 1 in the same OTT. So DTM support also will be evaluating this project. So please welcome him.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sanusat Kiwat. My name is Pawan. I was born in Suphanburi, and my favorite thing, I like listen to music. My graduate is master degree in King Mongkut University of Chonburi. Then, I am a country boy, so my sorry. When I was young, I never go to Bangkok. I never went to Bangkok before. So when I went to Bangkok in the first time, I want to see what Bangkok is, what Bangkok have. So when I come to Bangkok in the first time, I want to see Golden Mountain. So I catch the bus to see Golden Mountain in around the Royal Field. So when I arrived the Golden Mountain, so I see it, and when I come back from here, I get lost away. So I remember in that time I used the time for go back in my dormitory. I used 6 hours to go back in Nonthaburi. in that day is the first day in Bangkok. I'm very surprised. I remember. So today the topic in the introduction yourself, and then I can speak everything. Interesting. Okay. Sorry. Last weekend, I lost my friend because of an accident. He rode the motorcycle, and he died. So I'm very sad because he's so young. He's just 25 years old and he died. When I go back, I go to งานศพ รดน้ำศพวันรดน้ำศพนะครับ so in Thai I see her his girlfriend hold the hand his body I'm feel sad because he's so young and he died if his girlfriend cry every day in I'm sorry okay but the life is go on okay ครับ
I'm really sorry to hear that. For the third speaker, this session Team Geek will be doing project number 2. To evaluate this project, we have DPM support also. Would you please read out the objective for this project?
Okay, number 2. Objective: select an appropriate outline which allow listener to easily follow and understand your speech. Make your message clear with supporting material directly contributing to that message. Use appropriate transition when moving from one idea to another. Create a strong opening and conclusion. Time allowed 5 to 7 minutes.
So please welcome her.
Good afternoon again. My name is Steve from the call center agent in tertiary department. So today I will talk about the air pollution, the PM2.5. I heard someone tell me about that. The pollution to PM2.5 is like a love because you never see them, but you can feel it. Because it's true because you never see how the shape of the pollution 2.5, but you will feel that you itching your nose, you get a nose bleeding, you hard to breathe, and you get lead to lung cancer. So everyone know about the situation in Thailand right now. All of you saw on the feed in the Facebook. Everyone know how the horrible all the pollution affect your body. I got some primary information from some website. For example, in Wikipedia is very and the WISAIR is a website that collects information about the air pollution and technology for the cleaning air, or INSAI is a Belgian Environment Agency. So they said that when the atmosphere be polluted by the particle is unpacked in Thai. They are often the catalog as a floating dust, or we all know that ฝุ่นละออง But they are best known as the particulate matter, so it stands for the PM. This floating dust is most often categorized based on their aerodynamic diameter, or in Thai in the formal word is เส้นผ่านศูนย์กลางอากาศพลศาสตร์ in the science term. So it's such as PM10, PM2.5, PM1, or the PM0.1. So all of them is defined as how smaller when to compare into the micron unit. Like the PM, that means the dust is smaller than the 10 micron. So that's why the PM is really dangerous. So since they are so small and light, and about the fine particles tend to stay longer than the heavier particulate. This increases the chance of human and animal to inhaling them into the body, owing their mini size. Particles smaller than 2.5 micrometer or micron are able to bypass by the nose through the throat and penetrate deep into the lung, and some may even enter the circulatory system or its main level when and when the amount of the PM2.5 is There are many ways to reduce or export or the protect your health from the air pollution, like stay indoor, close the window or open when possible. So, and turn on the air purifier to remove the fine particles from the air. Check the air quality in around your area, or the visit the doctor right away if you experience any trouble about the breathing. And the last one is very important is don't forget to wear a good quality anti-pollution mask or N95. And then take step by step. You may give some advice to the people or the author in your family or share some knowledge on the social media. Due to the many adverse effects, fine particles can inflict on a large number of people. PM2.5 is one of the major pollution already and monitored by health authorities around the world. An association between the mother exposed to the baby in their belly is affected too. And even the older adults, children, and those who are suffering from the lung or the heart disease are especially vulnerable to adverse effects. And the last thing I will say that everything will be better if we work together to support each other. But before we help together, we must help ourselves first. I know this is not that thing the only person can solve this problem because they have many conditions in this process. I only hope that involved from the government and the private sector or every company will agree on how it's dangerous and run for the project. Or maybe there are a chance for us to fight for the fresh air like China and Korea to did it. Currently they have the decisive measure against the cause of pollution. And I pray that in very short time there will be such a good project before our body is falling. Thank you for listening and God bless you to make you healthy.
Thank you, Toastmasters, so much for the interesting spread of your topics. And the next section is the evaluation sections. So let me introduce our general evaluations ETM support, and he will come with his team. So please welcome him.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. I'm so happy and delighted to be your general evaluator and personal evaluator today. I will not do my work alone. I have a team. So I think that I would like to ask the TAM report to report about the TAM first. Please welcome the TAM report.
Good afternoon again, everybody. For TAM report, we have 6 persons. The first one is TM1. You use 1 minute and 30 seconds for word of the day. And TM Gang, you use 2 minutes and 8 seconds for thought of the day. For the speaker, the first speaker is TM Tong. You use 1 minute with 11 seconds. TM Pon, you use 4 minutes with 9 seconds. And the last one, TM B, you use 5 minutes with 44 seconds. That's all for my report. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Reporter. Now you also, I forgot to tell you that you are also an R report, am I right? So to make it the same things. So I after you do this, I will go and evaluate everything. Can I welcome you one more time?
For uncover report, I will report only the person who have used any unnecessary and repeat word. That we have two person. Just only one person, that is TM on. You use more than 5. You use repeat word more than 5 times, but that's okay. Anybody else, you don't have any unnecessary word or repeat word. That means
Thank you so much. Now I will evaluate everything. Start from the beginning. I would like to tell you that I always like to come to this club for two reasons. First reason is that this club has a very good leader, like Director Onchai, because he tried to mobilize, try to make you to be able to speak English in the office hour. So I think that is a very good sign, because you know I'm a government officer also, and I know that you have to keep practicing, and if you have a place to do some exercise about language that will be good, then you will have more confidence in doing that. And second thing is that I think that a person in a ministry of finance like this, because you have a chance to know a lot of things and you may have a chance to contact with foreigners. So I think it is a good thing that you keep on practicing it. And I still would like to say that should not use only this forum to practice. We can practice it at home in many ways. You see, now we have mobile phone. You can listen to many things on your mobile, and because now the things happen quickly, very quickly, and you can read it from the mobile. Even you can listening. You see, today I have a lot of work, but during my coming here, I learned that the person who robbed the coal shop in Lopburi was caught already, and I can read it by my mobile phone. You see, and then because I used to tell you that I'm an interpreter, so when I read it, I try to think that if anybody want to ask me in English about this case, what word should I use about this? And then if we keep practicing, we will be able to handle the language. The meeting start a little bit late, but never mind. You see, in a government office like this, you see everybody has a lot of things to do. And then I like the way that the president opened the meeting with some themes, and he said that something about teacher, and I do feel that all those teacher day passed about a week ago, but we still feel that we should respect our teacher and we should learn a lot of things. He even mentioned my name. I'm so happy and humble that he has a little bit adore me. Then you may or may not know that today is a school holiday. Why? Because of PM 2.5. A lot of school, 437 schools in Bangkok were closed. So if you have kids, you don't need to go and pick up your kids today because it's a school holiday. That is a good beginning of the Toastmaster meeting. Then we come to Word of the Day by T.M. Kwang. I think that T.M. Kwang did a very good job about the word of the day today. Word of the day today is wise, and I would like to mention to all of you that you can all be wise if you keep practicing your Toastmaster skill. So please come to attend Toastmaster meeting as much as possible. Thought of the day by T.F. King. Is he here? He left. Or I would like to tell you that she has improved quite a lot from the first time that I met her, and I would like to tell you that thought of the day today is good. It will be a little bit better if you put some attention on the grammar, because about this club I still feel that we should focus more on grammar. Teach the children so it will not necessary to teach the adult. There's some word missing, and the word that is missing is be. Because if you use the helping word will, and if you have necessary as an adjective, then you need to have some word between that. So the correct one should be teach the children so it will not be necessary to teach the adult. So you have to be a little bit more careful on the words that are printed. And you see, I have to check grammar for all of my subordinates in my work also. So I have a red pen, and if there's something I will mark them in red, and so that they will know that they should be a little bit more careful about the sentence that they use. Table topic session about T.M. Kwang. I like this question, and you are improving day by day by performing some other roles. But what I would like to evaluate about table topic question in this club was that although you have 4 people to come, but most of the people you speak too short. The first person you speak only 24 seconds. We come here to speak English at least 2 minutes in table topic. And you have another 30 seconds. So please use the time. When you have a question, try to think of anything. I often tell when I evaluate every club meeting that table topic session is the one that is very challenging. Why? This is very challenging because in prepared speech you have time to prepare. You can think on anything. But in table topic you don't know what will be the question. And the question doesn't need to be difficult, but it's a way that you have to think in 1 or 2 seconds. You see, if you see my picture on some Facebook or some magazine, I sit behind the minister. I sit behind the president. So I have to be very quick in changing from one language to another language. And table topic session helped me very much. And please believe me that for table topic question, in some situation, it will not be a difficult question. When I won the table topic contest of this country, you see, I will tell you about the question that I was asked on that day many years ago when I come as a table topic attendant, and then the people asked me, Kun Support, who do you love most? You see, so easy. But then on that final round of the competition, I won. And I won't tell you at this moment that what did I answer, and that's why I was asked to evaluate table topic question so many times, because it doesn't need to be an easy, it doesn't need to be a difficult question, but they will know how you will respond the question. At that time, when I compete with another 9 person on that round, other person except me answer different from me. I will not tell you what I answer, but they answer, oh, the person that I love most was the king, the person that I love most was my father, the person that I love most was my mother. Even somebody tell me the person that I love most was Lord Buddha, or the person that I love most was myself. There's no right or wrong, but there will be a judge, and the judge will decide how fast you can think, because you will not know. I pass this kind of thing quite often, and I used to get so many questions, like, I think some of you are scientists, and I used to enter the semi-final round, and I was asked, I don't know whether I told you about this or not, and I was asked, what is the color of gravity? I come here, and then what is the color of gravity? You see, at that moment, you have to think in 1 or 2 seconds to answer it in 2 minutes. And I passed that to go to the final round, in the semi-final round. So it can be an easy question, it can be a difficult question also, but keep practicing. It will depend on the table topic master to ask you about each question. I still feel that the question that was asked by T.M. Kwang was very good, and but then when I heard the answer, I still feel that it is a little bit short for the person. Did you want to be a teacher when you were young? If you have to teach something, what would you teach? All these questions we can answer not only 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, or even 10 minutes. Maybe because I work with politicians, so I know how to speak long. But you see, it's a good thing because you have a chance to answer questions here, and you have a chance to think on everything. And if you are an evaluator like me, I won't judge you on whether you are right or you are wrong. I won't judge you on whether you speak good or bad English, because there will be a grammarian today. Are there any grammarian? Who is the grammarian? So if there is no grammarian, as a general evaluator, I will give you some tips about grammar also today. I will speak about that when I evaluate another thing. So once again, I would like to tell you that in table topic, use this opportunity to come and to answer questions as long as possible. Try to think, and the table topic question, either Kun Kwang or Toastmaster J or some other people, think of something that you will hear somebody answer in a different way. Like at this time, Chinese New Year, you can ask some question about Chinese New Year also, or you can ask some question about anything that is happening at this moment. So use this as a chance to let you come here, speak in front of other people, to speak as long as possible. And then there's a general evaluator, there's a personal evaluator. So he will evaluate you. And then I am a person that I think positively and evaluate person positively. And one more thing is that you are a government officer like me. I will try to encourage you to speak as much as possible. So this is my table topic evaluation. Now it's come to prepare speech session. First speech is T.M. Narrate, am I right? If I make his name correctly. I think that you have the courage to speak about that. Your speaking structure is good, but it will be a little bit better for two things. First, you have to speak longer than that because it is only 1 minute and 11 seconds. If you can speak longer than that, because introduce yourself, you can speak anything, and what we expect to hear from you was that who are you, what did you graduate, what are your favorite things, what did you do during your work, what have made you come until today. So you have a lot of things to speak because it's a good chance. And I would like to tell you that if possible, in a speech, number one, like this, you should come like Toastmaster Paul. I adore him because he come here without taking a note. He speak on everything on his mind. Because introduce yourself. You speak something about yourself. You don't need to know it because it's something in your past, in your history. So I adore the structure that you come and introduce yourself to the audience. Except for one thing, that you speak too short. So you should elaborate that and then explain that about what is yourself. Now it's come to the second speaker with the same objective, T.M. Pon. You teach me a lot of things, and I think we came from a lot of personal background. One thing that I like very much about your speech was that you mentioned that you are a country boy. I am a country boy. I am a country boy. And then one day I can come and speak like this. I used to learn English half an hour a week, but then when I was transferred to work in Bangkok, I have to learn something. I have to try to improve. So don't think that if you are a country boy, it will be a negative side. I think it has some positive side also, that if you keep learning, you can come. And if you know that I sit behind the minister, I sit behind the president, and I'm a country boy also. So don't think that country boy is a negative thing. Language, you need to come and practice it as much as possible. You mentioned to us that you come from KMUTT. You may know or may not know that KMUTT has a Toastmaster Club also, and it used to give a speech there. And if you look at the Facebook, I gave a speech there at KMUTT. I think it's in Bangmot and right in morning. It's in Bangmot. I mentioned that I even have to travel to Bangmot to do a lot of speech, and then everything about you is good. You speak long enough for the first speech. Introduce yourself. one thing that you and some other people should put more attention was about the grammar. In Thai language and English language, this one big thing different. It is about grammar. When you mention something that happened to you in the past, you should use the past verb. And then if you speak something that is happening now, you should use the present tense. If you want to speak something in the future, you should use future verb and future tense. So I like everything that you speak. I like that you tell us something about your friend, the car accident, and many things that happened to you. Except for one thing, should be more careful about grammar. And then when you speak something, think that it is something that is happening now. It is something that happened in the past. It is something that will happen in the future. And there are some other things also like preposition, like verb. If you have a single subject, you should use some single verb, plural subject, or with plural verb also. Anyway, I adore your courage. And when I saw you when you come to the podium, you did not come with any piece of paper. In the first speech, because in the first speech I have to mention again that it's something about yourself. You don't need to bring anything. You can speak on anything that you want the audience to know. That will be good because you explain everything that happened to you up until now. Anyway, I like your speech and I'm sure that your second speech will be better. Now it's come to the third speech, TM 2.5. When I read the agenda about TM 2.5, I adore you very much. Because in Toastmasters we want to do something like this. I often tell a lot of people that if you come here, you should speak something about what is happening now. And you see, PM 2.5 is something that is the Bangkok problem, Thailand problem. But again, you may or may not know that I'm one of the committee of the environment committee of the government. So I know about PM 2.5 quite deeply. Your explanation about PM 2.5 is good. What I would like to tell you was that the structure is good. Your content is good. Although there are something that you should mention about PM 2.5, which I would like to hear that. What are the causes of PM 2.5 in Bangkok or in this? And there are many causes. And I am going to listen to you that you did a lot of research, but in a speech like this, you should mention some causes of it and what are the government, since we are government officers, what are the government measures to solve this problem? Like the government measure want to ban the lorry to come to Bangkok, and then there are some things. I was in the committee, so I know that one of the causes that haven't been mentioned in the government policy was the pollute air from the motorcycle, and they didn't mention that. But if you want to know more about that, you can talk with me after the meeting, because I don't want to spend too much time on this. I would like to say that your structure is good, your content is good, your conclusion is good, you have a very good structure, then you have a good beginning, you have a good structure, you have also the conclusion that make people think that you organize your speech very well. Like we have to work together and this kind of thing. We have to work together, we cannot work it alone, and then we can solve this problem. But you still have a little bit of time to do that. What I would like to suggest for a speech like this for TMT was that if you use some technical terms, you should explain that. Because you are speaking to a person here, which I don't know whether he or she has some scientific knowledge to understand that or not. But the choice of choosing the topic is very good. And then I would tell some other clubs that when it comes to TRD today, I heard a speech about PM 2.5 from TMT. So that is good. So before I go on to the grammarian and the comment of other people, I please give a big hand to Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster of the Day, table topic master, and all the speakers. Please give a big hand to them. You did a very good job, and I promised Director to that I will come here as often as possible. If I can come, I will come here. Now it's come to two things that I would like to mention. First thing is about grammarian. I would like to mention that English is different from other language because it has some regular rules. So you cannot think in Thai and speak in Thai. And what are the most common mistakes for Thai people was that? First tense, you have to think, what are you telling the audience? It is in the present tense, it is in the past, it will be in the future. So use the correct tense because we have to speak this with foreigner, with not Thai people. And then if you are going to contest in any competition, there will be a point to make you something about your grammar. It's 30 out of 100, and you have to have a correct grammar, or else you will cut down your marks. The second thing that I would like to tell you about grammar was that there are verb, singular verb, second and plural verb. You have to use it correctly. And then preposition also. Well, I would like to tell you that if there is some infinitive with to or without to, infinitive with to, you have to use the verb correct, like to catch, not to caught, because after infinitive with to, you have to use the verb that is correct, not in the past tense. Now, if I would like to ask a Toastmaster of the Day or table topic that if there's nobody want to be a grammarian, I would like to volunteer to be a grammarian, and I will speak about it more details about this, because this is what I teach my subordinate when I make a mark that you should do this in your grammar. Because you see, we have to write a speech for minister. We have to write a letter for many people. So the grammar must be correct. If some letter signed by the minister or signed by the important person is wrong grammar, the person who will read is me. Because I have to check that carefully. So I think it can be a grammar for this club, a grammarian for this club later. Now I would like, I don't want to take the time, over the time. I would like to hear somebody who has no chance to speak today. And I think that Toastmaster J know better than me, that I don't know everybody's name. So may I get the assistant of Toastmaster J to call everybody who has the chance to speak something short or long, it's up to them. Like introduce themselves on what is their feeling about today's meeting. We still have some time left. So please welcome Toastmaster J. I think you know everybody.
Thank you so much. Our general evaluator. I think we have just only 2 people that they have no chance to come up here. So please welcome them. Who will be first? Let's say something. How do you feel to join this thing today?
Please, there's no right or wrong. Please come here. Speak something about yourself, where do you come from. What is your feeling about this?
So please welcome. Just introduce yourselves.
Just introduce
So
yourself.
let us know what is your name.
What is your name? Which department you come from?
And please welcome.
Will be a good chance for you to come to speak.
Good afternoon, everyone. May I introduce myself? Okay. My name is Thananya. My nickname is Group. I come from Bureau of Finance. Okay. I'm glad to attend to this event. Okay. I think activity can apply to work or use in everyday life and we can learning more. Okay, see you next time.
Thank you. Please come back.
I'm waiting to see you next time. So how about another one? Please welcome.
Introduce myself. My name is Marcia Hipsangwong. Nickname Oil. I act with inspector.
What do you feel about this meeting? How do you feel about this meeting? What is your feeling? What is your idea about the meeting today? Okay, thank you.
Thank you everyone for attending this meeting. So our next meeting will be on 12 February. Okay, so please welcome our president to say something to ending the meeting. Please welcome.
Okay, let me say something. I must be thank you everyone to join our TRD Toastmasters today, and I warmly welcome you every meeting. Don't worry, don't fear anything, because I am finished the target in time. But before TRD Toastmasters come to the teaching, I cannot speak English, but I will try. Practice and practice and practice. I think it's a keyword to you can improve your English by action. Please remember, practice, practice, practice. Don't forget. Example, for me, every morning I drive my car, but I open the radio, English radio every day. The first year, I cannot understand everything when the speaker to tell something, but 3 or 4 years later, I understand everything because I think everything that the speaker say to me is a duplicate. You can understand by automatically, and then don't worry everything. I trust everyone. I think you have capacity and performance to learn English, but it is possible. Believe me, trust me. Don't worry everything. In this meeting, this room is no line, no wrong. You can tell anything, but the lady before when I step up to the lesson, I heard he said, "Good, thank you." I think please welcome her. Our club is a positive club. Don't worry anything, but join us, join fun. Closing, right? Okay. But before I closing, may I thank you again. Closing, please.